Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Plan With Me. I am planning for the week or memory keeping of the week April 4th through April 10th. I am using the Frozen kit, which is exclusive art to my shop, and I am obsessed with this art. I love the colors. I love everything about it, and I am using this for the week of Reagan's birthday. If you don't know who Reagan is, basically she's like my niece, but she's my BFF Kirsten's daughter. So she loves Frozen, so we did add-on boxes for this kit, and I think they turned out so cute. And I also went to Disney this week, so it worked out perfectly to have a Frozen kit for that week as well. I feel like I have so many Disney kits that I want to use, and I'm just like, one day I will use them. I used Lavender Hollow and Hollow Mixed. I pulled in a lot of different things, the foil bundle, and then I pulled in a lot of Planet Hannah like overlays and things like that, and deco bits and quote boxes and all the things, because I wanted this spread to be super sparkly. I will say that planning this week was gruesome. Or grueling. I don't know what word is the best for it, but I felt so stressed the entire time because there was so much to put in, y'all will see. And also I realized that I do not at all miss putting character stickers and doodles on little things. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I don't do that anymore. I basically, on little things, only use mini icons, and it's just the way of life for me. It makes my spreads probably a third easier because I don't have to pull any character stickers for those or think about them. I just have my mini icons, which are all encompassing, and I actually have some more mini icons coming to the shop soon, so I'm really excited about that, just to have a little bit more variety. And yeah, for the underlays, I did want to mention what I did here is I did do every other, and I did the mixed, and then I did Lavender Hollow bougie boxes with the Planet Hannah overlays of the Frozen ones. I'm going as extra as possible. This is a hack that I saw from Hannah, so I did not make this up, but I plan on doing it for the rest of my life because the more bougie, the more foil, the better. That's my that's my motto, basically, is the sparklier, the better in every aspect of life. I did need extenders. I totally messed up. I messed up because on Friday I had this whole plan to do a wide extender, but I ended up doing a tall extender and I ruined it, and it just didn't work out. So I ended up making executive decisions and kind of hacking it. Y'all will see. It is the weirdest thing that I've ever done. And I sent a video to Jessica Jager Plans, and she was like, wait, what's that? And I was like, let me explain to you what happened here. But anyways, went to Disney this week, but I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this week because it's a long one. So on the sidebar, I did put in that we're going to Disney on Monday. I put in that Lila was up in the middle of the night. She rarely is anymore. Lila normally sleeps 13 hours straight, which she's just the perfect little angel baby. And then this day I started packing and packed for Disney. I like packing the day before we're going, so 2 days before, so that if we need to order something, there's still a chance, and if we need to go pick something up, we can still do that as well. So that's kind of what I've always done. I make my list a week in advance, keep adding to it, and then pack a couple days before. And then if I need to pick anything else up, I just go and get it, which I always miss something. I always do. So it's always good to pack ahead, especially whenever I was packing for 3 kids, because the last time I packed for a trip, I was packing with 1 kid. So it was definitely different, especially because one was a baby, one was a toddler, and one's a kid. So it was wild. It was definitely a experience. Then I cuddled Bennett on the couch for a little because I was exhausted, because packing makes me exhausted. Does packing make any of y'all exhausted? I did a lot of layering on the full box overlays, by the way. Some of them are 3 deep with how much foil I put on it. And I'm not even mad. I cut up a lot of these Planet Hannah quotes and just put them everywhere. I was channeling my inner Kirsten. Kirsten loves her quote boxes. I was like, let's do it. Let's go hard, because they were all so cute. I wanted to use as many as possible. So then we got McDonald's for dinner this night to keep it easy. And then this day I realized that we needed to bring Bennett a toilet thing, one of those things you put on the toilet so that they don't fall in. And he's so particular about his Paw Patrol one, but you can't bring that on the plane. So like if he had to go to the bathroom on the plane, it'd be kind of a pain in the butt, and he probably would have freaked out more than it would have been like an actual issue. So I bought this like potty that's like you fold it, and it's like a potty seat. You fold it into fours, and then I had him decorate it with stickers because we were basically using it just for this trip, just so that like it made him like invested in this specific potty seat. And I got bluey stickers, like vinyls. So yeah, he ended up only using it in the hotel. He didn't have to go to the bathroom on the plane, which was like amazing. So thank goodness. But we did that, and then I just cuddled Lila for the rest of the night. On Tuesday, we just kind of like hung out and relaxed, all cuddled in like our bedroom. Bennett was on a Switch. Theo had an iPad. I was like cuddling girly, and it was just a good time. Then I cleaned up outside this day. I had to like hose everything down, and I wanted to put everything away because we were going to be gone. And then I showered because cleaning all that up, I got really dirty and full of pollen. And then watched Jersey Shore Family Vacation. I think this was probably like the last episode of that. Might have been the finale. Ugh, I just love Jersey Shore so much. I always say it, but it's one of my favorite shows. Nick and I just, it's one of the, we're going to watch it till they don't make it anymore, and then just be sad that they don't make it anymore. Wednesday, we were up super early because we were going to Disney. So we got up. It wasn't actually like super, super early. I think we had to get up at like 5:30 or 6. So we were able to go to Starbucks like on the way down, which was like perfection. And then it was Theo and Lila's first flight, so I went ahead and put that in. The flight there wasn't as bad as the flight home. The flight there, Lila slept basically the whole time. Bennett played Switch. I think he was playing Kirby basically the whole time. And then Theo was like good 75% of the time on the way there. So it wasn't that bad on the way there. On the way back was a different story, but we'll get into that next week. It wasn't like horrible. I think that like Nick says that it was worse than flights with Bennett, but I remember Bennett being like so bad that we had to like stand up, walk the aisles with him like screaming because he was just like over it. And Theo wasn't like that bad, but also like in the future, we did end up going to the doctors and he had an ear infection. So he could have also been like not in a great mood from that as well on the way home. So we went, I don't know if we went the day after we got home or the day after that, but the ear infection probably was brewing on the way home. Anyways, we finally landed, and it was just so sad because I miss the Magical Express. So it was either rent a car or like get some kind of like car service for all 1,200 of us basically. So I've never done that before. So it was so much faster than taking the Magical Express. I do miss the magical aspect of Magical Express, but it was nice how fast and like speedy the whole situation was, and like efficient, and like we got there so fast. And it definitely was like very emotional, like driving in. I don't know. I'm cheesy now. I'm just in my olden age of 30. But we stayed at Art of Animation, which it's basically the most affordable option for like a 2-bedroom. But we are also going to Disney in December, but we actually, you'll see towards the end of this spread, switched our hotels because Art of Animation was actually a real big like pain basically for us. It's great also because of the location, because it's on the Skyliner and you can get to Epcot and Hollywood Studios super easily, and then they have the buses obviously to the other 2 parks, so it's not like horrible. But the problem is I feel like Art of Animation and a lot of the other value resorts are poorly insulated. So if somebody's slamming their door or like running around above you, it's so loud. And my kids, like, I don't know, Bennett could sleep through anything, Lila slept through anything, but it was like a real problem with Theo because every time he heard a door slam, it was like terror. Like he screamed, cried. It was the worst. And we had like sound machines going. We had like towels near the doors. And the people next, like across the hall from us, were just door slammers at like 11 o'clock at night. So he'd be deep asleep, and then there'd be a door slam, and then he'd go into like panic. We ended up finding a solution for it, but we ended up just switching our hotel. But we do love Art of Animation. It's like just such a good resort, and everyone always asks me like where to stay at Disney, and I always just say like there's really no wrong answer, especially if you're spending so much time in the parks. But like I always forgot that was a problem And we had that problem with Bennett too, where people above us would just be like kind of running around at like midnight and then wake Bennett up, even though we have sound machines and stuff going. So that was like the only downer. And also, I always tell people that like if you're going with like small children and you're going to spend a lot of time in Magic Kingdom, it is worth it to stay on the monorail. But otherwise, if you don't mind like the commute basically, then I just think value resorts are great because you don't spend that much time in your hotel room anyways. But that is everything about Art of Animation. But otherwise, fantastic. A star 10 plus. Y'all know what I mean. So then we took the Skyliner, which was everybody but me's first time on the Skyliner. I got to go on the Skyliner with Jessica, so I had already experienced the coolness of that. We went on the Skyliner a lot and used it. We probably used it like 12 to 20 times. It's just so convenient to have that there and be able to like pop over to Epcot, and it's just like so simple. We did that. So we went to Epcot, and then we went on Lila and Theo's first ride, which was the Finding Nemo ride, which was super cute. And then we just put in that Theo was a little bit of a wreck because he was tired, which was understandable. But he like was a trooper until basically we were like on our way back to the hotel. So good first night, except for then the sleep was like a big issue, but then we ended up figuring out. So if you haven't ever seen the rooms, like the family suites at Art of Animation, they have like two separate rooms. One's like a main living area, and then one's like a bedroom, and there's two bathrooms. There's like it's probably a queen size bed in the master like room, or the bedroom. I guess it's the bedroom, it's the only room. And then there is a Murphy bed and a couch bed in the living room. So basically the plan was to have Lila in a crib in the bedroom with us, and then the boys, Theo to be in a pack and play because we brought a pack and play as well, and Bennett to be on the Murphy bed. So everything was working out, like I said, except for Theo, because he was just like, every time he heard a door slam, he would just freak out and just be so scared and upset and inconsolable. So we ended up figuring out a like kind of change of, I don't know anything anybody cares about this, but we're just explaining it. So Theo ended up sleeping in the bedroom in the crib, and then Nick slept on the bed. I slept on the couch. Bennett slept on the Murphy bed, and then Lila slept in the pack and play. It was like musical chairs, but it ended up working out because we put both sound machines in the bedroom because the other two kids slept through everything. And then that room was like a little bit more secluded from the hallway door, which is where most of the noise was coming from. So it ended up working out. I slept on the couch for like 5 days. I don't remember even the last time I slept on a couch, but it actually wasn't that uncomfortable. Like I wasn't like, my back didn't hurt. I was really worried that was going to happen because I feel like in my olden age of 30, yeah, that's going to be said a lot now that I'm 30. I just feel like I'm like creaky and like cracky, but it was actually not too bad. So I'm glad that we figured it out and like came to a solution that worked. On Thursday we went to Magic Kingdom, which I was super excited about, and we had a rope drop fail this day because of basically I didn't realize this is how they did it, but rope drop used to be just like it still is, you just rope drop like the whole park. But they have like early morning magic or whatever they're calling it now, where you go in 30 minutes early if you're a resort guest, but it's only for Tomorrowland and is it just Tomorrowland? I don't know. Or was it? Is it Tomorrowland or Future World? I don't know. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about, that area. But we didn't want to do anything over there, so basically we ended up rope dropping for Jungle Cruise. We were slow with 5 people, but we ended up only waiting like 10 minutes for Jungle Cruise, which wasn't too bad. So we ended up doing Jungle Cruise, and then I did do the Genie Plus, and I think towards the end of the trip, I became a mastermind of Genie Plus. Y'all will see on the last day that we were there, I think we did like 12 plus rides with the mixture of like waiting for a few and then using Genie, and then like it just, there's a way that's like the best way to use it. And then I ended up finding articles later about people doing it like a similar way, and I was like, yeah, it's the smartest way to do it, and you can stack so many rides. And whenever we did the 12 rides at Magic Kingdom, we could have definitely did more if we stayed longer or were there longer, but we also took like a 3-ish hour, maybe even 4-ish hour break in the middle back at the hotel. So doing that many rides was just kind of amazing for, like, it was a pretty busy day. Anyways, so we did Jungle Cruise, and Theo loved it. He was so excited about the hippopotamus. It's Theo's favorite animal so far. Then we went on the Pooh ride. I don't know the names of everything because like Winnie the Pooh's Adventures of something, blah, blah, blah. And then Lila was taking a nap, so the boys went and did the laugh floor because it always has like a 5-minute wait. And then we did aerial ride. I don't know, again, something aerial, y'all know. And then we went to Chef Mickey's, which just was another thing that I never thought to do, but I was like, I'm going to do this forever. So none of us are breakfast people. My kids don't really eat breakfast. They eat like a in-between time snack, and then they eat lunch. They're just not big breakfast people, and I usually make breakfast for dinner if they want breakfast food. So, and we don't either. We're just not big on breakfast. So every time that I've been to Chef Mickey's before, I'm never hungry. I'm always like mediocre hungry. So I actually booked Chef Mickey's for lunchtime. And that was the smartest thing I think that Nick and I have ever come to together, is doing Chef Mickey's at lunch. It just makes sense. I think it was like 11:30, but that's like basically lunch for us. And it was amazing and perfect. And I don't know, it just really worked out. So I put that in. Also, Theo hated the characters. Like, all, like, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, like, the whole gang hated them. Like, was hysterical, terrified, screaming, I scared, I scared, I scared. And anytime he saw a character through the parks, I scared, I scared, I scared. Except for, like, princesses that are, like, actual people. And then he was also like terrified of birds apparently during this trip. Every time he saw a bird, he was like, I scared a bird, I scared. But then like it was funny because whenever we landed, we were like waiting for Nick's dad because he like picked up some of our luggage because it didn't all fit in our car with like the pack and play and the stroller and the suitcases and all the things. And there was birds, and Theo was like, oh, birdie's so nice, so pretty. And I'm like, you just don't like Florida birds? Is that the case? Also, another thing that was weird in Florida is Lila's skin was so good. She has really bad eczema. All my kids do, but Lila's is like particularly terrible on her head and on her stomach. But in Florida, she did not have any eczema, which was weird. Like 2 days in, it cleared up. So it must be the air here, or maybe like, I don't know, like the humidity, maybe? I don't know. But it was bizarre. So if you have any like insight on why that could be, let me know. Then it like torrential downpoured while we were at the Contemporary. So the monorail wasn't working. So we ended up walking, which I was prepared with ponchos and a stroller cover. We walked from the Contemporary to Magic Kingdom, which is only like a 5-minute walk, but when it's raining, it's like, it's a real trip. But it was, I don't know, it was kind of nice. I don't know, I was kind of into it. And then we did Pirates, which is just so fun. And Theo loved like all of the rides, which I thought was really cute. Lila like could honestly care less, but Theo was like dancing, like especially when we went on the Ariel Little Mermaid ride. He was like moving and grooving and loving it. Then we actually went to Hollywood Studios because we didn't really have anything else that we wanted to do a Magic Kingdom stay. So we just went to Hollywood Studios since it was on the Skyliner and easy to get to. And we went to Docking Bay 7 and got dinner there, which was so yummy. And then the boys got like stuffed animals at one of the little Star Wars shops. I think Theo got a Boba Fett and Bennett got a Yoda, which he then carried basically everywhere the rest of the trip, which was super cute. And then I put in that this was the night that I slept on the couch, and I continued to sleep on the couch for the rest of the trip. On Friday, I had this really cute idea to do like a wide extender, and on the left part of the extender, do what me, Theo, and Lila did, and then on the right side, do what Nick and Bennett did. So basically, we decided early on that we knew this trip was going to be a lot, so we were going to take it like slow, but I don't think we did really like held back too much, but we knew that Nick and I both wanted to have separate times with just Bennett, where like I, this day, stayed back at the hotel with Lila and Theo, and it also gave them a break. And then Nick could go do some things that he wanted to do that like wasn't really them friendly anyways, and then he got to spend extra time with Bennett. So this was the day that he did that. So Nick and Bennett went to Hollywood Studios. They rope dropped Rise of the Resistance, and then they had appointments, I don't know, scheduled times, I don't know, to do the droid and lightsaber things, and Bennett just loved it, which was just like all the pictures, I just love them. And then they waited in line for Runaway Railroad. Is that what it's called? Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, the new one. And I was like, Nick, I literally have a, like, you could pay, I think, to get that one, or I don't remember what the situation was, but I had like a reservation for it later, and I was like, why would you wait 45 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever it was when I have an appointment? And he's like, oh, like we have time in between this. And they had a fast pass, not with Genie Plus reservation, whatever. I'm going to probably call it fast pass. You all know. Why would you wait? He's like, oh, well, we have time in between this and Smuggler's Run. And I'm like, you do you, boo. And it was so funny because we went on it later, and I was like, oh, we're going to go on the ride that you and Daddy went on. And he's like, I don't want to wait in line that long. And I was like, no, baby. Mommy doesn't wait in line. So they did that, and then Toy Story Mania, I think, had a short wait, so they did that, and then they did Smuggler's Run. Or maybe I think I got them. I was doing all of the like Genie Plus for them while they were in the park, so I think that they had a Genie Plus for Toy Story Mania, and then they had the like pay per person Smuggler's Run. And then while they were in Hollywood Studios, I hung out with the little kids. And we went and got breakfast at the hotel. We walked around, and Lila took a nap in the stroller, and Theo just kind of like enjoyed the like cars and stuff. I think I posted pictures on Instagram. They have like Cars, the movie Cars, around, and he just like wanted to go up to every single car and like stand next to it and meet Mommy, take a picture, and it was super cute. And Lila just like was conked in the stroller, so it was a nice time. And then we just kind of like hung out in the hotel room. Lila took more naps because she just is a napaholic, and me and Theo just cuddled and read books and played with stickers. And that's like another thing that saved us, was bringing a lot of like activity stuff, like sticker books, like magic marker, what are they called, like the Crayola Wonder or whatever markers, and like they have those cool books, they love them, that are by Melissa and Doug, and you like fill up these little paintbrushes with water, and then like you can paint, and then it like resets because the paint dry, like the water dries. If y'all know, but those are lifesavers, and they're probably even good for like a road trip because they're mess free and you can reuse them, which is nice. They even have a bluey one. It's like off brand. It's not Melissa and Doug, yeah, it's not them, but it's somebody else, but it's the same concept. But that was nice. And then we got the Melissa and Doug felt sticker books. They loved those. I always try and get like one, like I think they're called like DK something, like those sticker books, like the big hefty ones. I get one of those. I feel like kids love stickers. And then also, I'll talk more about it next week, but there was like an activity that we did on the plane to calm Theo down that was like a waste of materials in life, but it kept him busy for like an hour and a half. So that was like, it was a lot of work for me, but we'll get into it. But it was like a quick, easy idea. And another things that I like to have that I didn't have are sticky notes and washi tape. I always kept those in a bag whenever we went places with Bennett, because putting washi tape like on the plane, like on like anywhere on the plane, and having them peel it off, like as long as you clean up after yourself, obviously. And washi tape, it doesn't like take any paint off or anything like that. And sticky notes are the same thing, where like they like peeling them off and like sticking them on things, or you could have them like pull them off things. Those kind of things like Theo's obsessed with. So I wish I would have had those, but my other hack worked. I'm gonna talk about that next week. So anyways, they did that, we did that, and then we decided to go to Disney Springs for lunch because we didn't have any lunch plans, and the little ones were well rested, and Bennett doesn't need like rest really. He's a powerhouse. We went to World of Disney and shopped around. It was so busy. I don't think I'd ever saw World of Disney that busy in my entire life. And then we went to Raglan Road, which is like, is it Irish restaurant? I think so. And it's really, really yummy. And there was this like family next to us that were so nice. There was like a little like grandma, and she was just like so sweet. And they were talking to us. They're from New York, and I don't know. It was just like a good time. Like I feel like at Disney, like everyone's there to have a good time. Then later on, we went to Hollywood Studios because I had a fast pass because they rope dropped Rise of the Resistance, but I got a like fast pass Genie Plus for it later, and I ended up just taking Nick's like band or his card, and then I did it with Bennett instead of Nick doing it with Bennett because I was like, well, I don't like Star Wars, but like everyone says that this ride is really good, so I went on it, and it was actually really cool. The Rise of the Resistance ride, yeah, I probably wouldn't wait like an hour for it, but it was like cool. Like it was my first trackless ride, and then I rode two more trackless rides, and I feel like I don't need to ride any more trackless rides, but it was pretty cool, and I liked like the storyline of it all. And then we all did Mickey and Minnie Runaway Road, and oh my goodness, so there are very few rides besides like roller coasters. There's only a few other rides that like babies can't go on and like kids can't go on. I actually want to check and see if like pregnant people can go on that ride because I do not advise it. And basically babies can go on pretty much everything a pregnant person can go on, and a pregnant person can go on basically like everything except for like high intensity things. So I go on this ride with Lila, and I'm like, and I was like, I actually yelled at Nick. I was like, you should not have let her go on that. You should have told me that was insane, and I don't know like what kind of who's decided that. I do not think that ride is good for like babies. Every other ride that I've ever been on, like Pirates, Haunted Mansion, Ariel, Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, those are baby friendly rides and pregnant people friendly rides. I am actually curious if pregnant people can go on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. And I'm going to look it up right now because that was intense. I did not expect it to be so Runaway Railway. I did not expect it to be so intense. It was a super cute ride though. I do think I actually liked it better than Rise of the Resistance, and I also liked it better than Ratatouille, which we did do in a couple of days. Let's see, show safety. Yeah, I think as a pregnant person you can go on there, but honestly I would not recommend. You like were it was fast and kind of like you whooshed around, and like I was like, that was like an intense. I feel like it was more intense besides like the one part in the Rise of Resistance. I think it was more intense, but it was so cute. It was such a cute ride, and I would love to ride it again. I would for sure ride it again. I would probably wait like up to 30 minutes for it. It's super cute. But yeah, we went on that as a family. I recommend that ride. I think it's adorable. And then afterwards, we went back to the hotel, and I took Bennett to the pool. Theo needed a like kind of like rest / quiet time nap. And Bennett and I went to the pool. We went to the splash pad. He had been begging to go since it's like right there whenever you walk into the like hotel area. So he had been begging to go. So we went that day, and I actually went into the pool, and it was the worst one. It was freezing. It was so cold, but he was just so happy, and I just like love seeing my kids happy. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. And then we just got like dinner at the hotel, and then went to bed early because we were tired, and we knew that we could kind of sleep in. We weren't going to like rope drop Animal Kingdom, which is where we went the next day. So the next day was Reagan's birthday, so I went ahead and put that in front row and center. I'm currently drinking a cherry Coke today. I love the little mini Cokes because that's like kind of, I wish they were a little minier, but I feel like they're the perfect size if you're just like jonesing for some pop. And HEB had the mini cherry ones. I don't feel like Target ever have them, so I got some. So I'm very excited for the next few weeks to have those as an option. So anyways, on Saturday, we went to Animal Kingdom. We did sleep in this day. It wasn't like super sleep in. We probably got there a little bit after rope drop, nothing crazy. We did get like a really cute picture in front of the Tree of Life, and it was just such a beautiful day to be in Animal Kingdom. And I think Animal Kingdom is peaceful. I think it's so boring, but it's just so peaceful. It's so nice to walk around and just like look at everything. I feel like there's so much to look at Animal Kingdom. And I knew I wanted to go on dinosaur so bad because I love dinosaurs. And I had never been on it because I've never been on a lot of rides that are like high intensity type rides because I'm always pregnant or like just had a baby, or like I had Bennett and I didn't want to like bounce and go on rides. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to go on dinosaur. Bennett is tall enough. I think he's tall enough to go on everything besides like what's it called? Space Mountain. I think he could go on almost everything else. So I wanted to go on dinosaur, and that ride is intense. It is like intense. More intense than the railway. More intense than any of the roller coasters that I went on. It was a bumpy ride, and I felt like we were going to fly out. Like, it was intense. It was cool. It was older, but I would do it again. I just thought it was fun and intense and kind of crazy. I did not expect that. So that was fun. And then Nick went on it. So we did it. I think there was like a 5-minute wait. So Bennett and I waited, and then we got a Genie Plus for Nick and Bennett to do it. So we did that, and then me and Bennett did Triceratops Spin because he really wanted to do it. He loves those rides. I think he said his favorite ride was the Dumbo ride, like of the whole time that we were there, which is so funny. And then we did the whatever, is it Cali something Rapids? We did that. I don't think that I've ever rode that. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't know, but it was really fun. The thing is like before this, like I didn't know if Bennett would even like roller coasters or anything of the sorts because he was too short to ride anything. He was too short even for Barnstormer last time we went, and now basically he can ride everything. Bennett is kind of like a scaredy cat a little bit with a lot of things. So I was like, I don't know about this, but he was a trooper. He's honestly growing up so fast, and I could get like so emotional right now, but I'm not. And he was a trooper through all of the rides. He had so much fun. I think his favorite of like the rides that he had to be like a certain height to ride was Soarin' though. Oh my gosh, we'll get to that. Right? Or is that next week? That's next week, but we'll talk about it. No, it's today. So we rode the rapids, and then we got lunch at I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the Avatar restaurant. It's so good. It's probably one of my favorite like quick service meals on property. I think it's just so good. Then this day we did book the new hotel for whenever we go in December, and we also shortened it because I really feel like with Genie Plus and park hopping that I feel confident that I can do the parks and do everything that we want to do in like 2 or 3 days. And since we just did it now, I mostly just want to stay in Magic Kingdom because it'll be around Christmas time, and I think that that'll be super nice and very chill. So we moved our hotel for that trip. Then we went to Epcot in the evening. We did Soarin', which I really love Soarin'. I just think it's so beautiful and pretty, and Bennett was like so into it. Like I was kind of nervous, like, is he gonna be scared? I don't know. He's only 4, so he loved it. And it was so funny because you're going over the Great Wall of China, and he goes, Mommy, the Great Wall of China, it's like on Puppy Dog Pals. And I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. But he was like, he loved it. He thought it was so cool. I mean, Soarin' is really cool. So we did that. We did Frozen Ever After or whatever it's called. I don't know the name of all these rides because we just like when we're at the park, we're going on Frozen, right? Yeah. I like Frozen. Nick hates Frozen. I would not wait like 3 hours to ride Frozen like when it first came out, but I'd wait like 30 minutes. I think it's a cute ride. I like the like fun twists, so it's not just like your regular like Ariel where it's like straight through. I think that's kind of fun. And then we went on Remy's Ratatouille, whatever. I did not like this ride. No one liked this ride, I don't think, in my party. No one was interested. No one cared. No one was impressed. I hate 3D rides. Nick does too. We just think that they're like kind of like pointless and extra. Like it doesn't need to happen. I think that the ride would have been so much better if they just took the 3D part out of it because like, I don't know what it is. 3D is just not for me. But again, another trackless ride. I feel like it was kind of boring. The cool parts, I think, were how everything looked big around you. But other than that, like, none of us, like, even the kids were like, they were like, okay. Like, they were more enthused by, like, poo and Small World at this point. So we did that, which we didn't wait in line, so it wasn't really like that big of a deal. And then we did end up canceling our dinner reservation for this night because the kids were just like not having it and we were all tired. We were supposed to have dinner at the Space 2020, which I do want to go to eventually, but the reservation that we had was like a little bit later than we were eating dinner and like kind of like bedtime basically. So we ended up canceling that and then we just ate dinner at the hotel, which is never like the worst option. So on Sunday, we had breakfast at the hotel and then we went to Epcot. This was like our Epcot day. We went on, well, actually, Lila fell asleep on the way there, and the boys went on a bunch of stuff and did things. They went on Spaceship Earth, and then, well, actually, I think they only went on that. It just seemed like a long time because I walked around then and went, like, through the shops because I was looking for a shirt for Jessica, but I could not find it anywhere. She wanted this, like, 4-town shirt, but I couldn't find it anywhere that they said online that it would be. So I just, like, went around and shopped a little bit, and then, the boys, you know, just did their own thing. And then we met up at Club Cool, which I never like went in because it wasn't in the same spot as it used to be, right? But we tried like all of the like international pops and the boys thought that that was so cool. And then we did the Grand Fiesta Tour, which I never done before. I actually didn't even realize that it was a ride. I thought it was like a show, like a theater show. But I think whenever I was doing the foil sheets, I realized that it was like an actual like ride. So we went on that and it was cute. It was kind of boring, but it was cute and nice. Like, you know, didn't have a wait and like was sitting. So it was like something to do and kept the kids entertained. Then we went back to the hotel so that Theo can have a nap, and Bennett wanted to do the arcade that is at the hotel. So we told him that he could do it this day, and Theo napped and I just like cuddled and hung out with Lila. Then we went back to Epcot because we had a reservation at, was the place in Germany? Is it like the beer garden? It's like a buffet. It's Nick's favorite, and Theo was just, I think he was like kind of like, it's been a lot of days now. And Theo's like at his last leg of patience, basically. So towards the end of dinner, he was just kind of like over it. And on the way out, he was just like not having it and just like over it. So we ended up just going back to the hotel and calling it a night. But, oh, and then the last thing that I put in is just LOL because something really, really funny happened. But I'm not like, it's like, we're not going to go into it, but I wanted to mark in my planner. So I just put LOL and I think like a laughing face or something like that. But I had so much fun my first couple of days at Disney with a fam of 5. And that's crazy that the last time I went, we were a fam of 3 and now we are a fam of 5. And I think it went really well considering like having 2 more kids. I feel like we did so much. And I don't know if that's because like we missed it and wanted to really like take advantage of the time that we had because we hadn't been in so long, or it just kind of seemed easier. I don't know how it seemed easier, but I mean, besides Theo kind of like losing his cool towards the end of the day sometimes, which is like understandable, it was just like easy and nice, and we had a really good time overall. We were there until Tuesday of next week, so I will get into those plans, which were super fun because Bennett and I spent some one-on-one time together in Magic Kingdom and did like fireworks and ate at Cinderella's Royal Table. So I'll go into that next week, and it's also Theo's birthday next week. It is Birthday City in April, which I love it. But that is everything for this week's spread. I hope that y'all liked it. I think it turned out super, super cute. And if you have a question on where any sticker is from, let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!